Hey, welcome. Today we are diving into one of the biggest forces in our economy, supply. Now, it sounds pretty straightforward, but there's a huge, and I mean huge, misconception that almost everybody gets wrong. And we're going to clear that up right now. You've seen this happen, right? One day, the shelves are full of your favorite snack, and the next, it's totally gone. Or you see the price of something you buy all the time just shoot up out of nowhere. You might think it's all about what people are willing to pay, but that's only half the story. The real secret, the thing that really changes the game, is on the other side of that equation.
All right, let's try a little thought experiment to get our heads around this. Picture it. You start your own cupcake business. If you're selling them for just £1 each, how many are you going to make? You've got to buy the ingredients, do all the baking. Now, what if you could sell those same cupcakes for £4 a pop? All of a sudden, you're thinking bigger, right? You're probably thinking about staying up late, hiring help. Your motivation to supply those cupcakes just went through the roof. That feeling right there, that gut instinct to work harder and produce more when you can get a higher price for it, that's not just you being a smart business owner. That is a fundamental law of economics. And we can actually see it right here on this graph. As the price goes up, the quantity you're willing to supply goes right up along with it.
And this gets us to the official rule, the law of supply. The key thing to remember is that it's a direct relationship. When price goes up, the quantity that producers are willing to make also goes up. It's simple, really. More potential profit means more incentive to produce. And that's why the supply curve pretty much always slopes up, just like this. Okay, so keeping that law in mind, let me ask you what sounds like a super simple question. Let's talk about milk. If the price for a carton of milk goes up, what happens to the supply of milk? I bet your first instinct is to say, well, the supply increases, of course, right? Well, believe it or not, the answer is absolutely nothing. When the price of milk goes up, the supply of milk doesn't change one bit. I know, that sounds totally wrong. But if you can grasp this one little distinction, you'll understand economics better than almost anyone. Stick with me here. Okay, here is the secret. It all comes down to the words we use. When economists talk about a change in quantity supplied, they mean you're just moving from one point to another along the same supply curve. That's what happens when only the price changes. But a change in supply, that's a whole different ballgame. That's when the entire curve physically shifts to the left or the right. And that is never, ever caused by the product's own price. It's caused by something else entirely. And this visual makes it all click. Look at the graph on the left. The price of milk goes up, so farmers produce more. They just move up along the curve they were already on. No big deal. But look at the graph on the right. Whoa. Something totally different has happened here, and outside forces come in and changed the entire equation, making farmers able to supply more or less milk at every single price. The whole game board has changed. So that, of course, leads us to the million-dollar question. If a change in the price of milk doesn't actually change the supply of milk, then what does? What are these mysterious outside forces that have the power to shift the entire curve? Well, it turns out it basically boils down to 5 major factors. In economics, we call these the supply shifters, and these are the things that really change the game. And here they are, the big 5. First, the price of your resources, the cost of the stuff you need to make your product. Then there's the number of producers. Are you the only game in town, or are there 100 competitors? Technology, of course, is a huge one. Then you've got government actions, like taxes or special payments called subsidies. And finally, what everyone thinks is going to happen with prices in the future. Any one of these can turn a market on its head. Let's make this real with an example. Technology. So let's say you're an orange grower, and you invest in a machine like this that can sort oranges way faster and cheaper than any person could. What happens? Your costs of doing business just plummeted. Now you're able to supply way more oranges than before at any price you could get for them. And just like that, boom, your entire supply curve shifts to the right. That's an increase in supply. So let's circle back to our milk example. What if the price of fuel suddenly drops? Well, fuel is a resource for farmers, so their costs go down, supply increases, and the curve shifts to the right. But what if the government adds a new tax on animal feed? That's a government action that makes it more expensive to produce milk. So supply decreases, and the curve shifts left. See how that works? The actual price of milk didn't have to change at all for the entire supply to be different. So why do we care so much about this? A movement, a shift? What's the big deal? Well, it's a huge deal, because these supply shifts are what ultimately collide with demand to set the prices that you and I pay for, well, everything. This is where it all comes together. The market price for anything is found where what people are willing to buy crosses with what companies are willing to sell. That's called equilibrium. But when one of those five shifters makes the whole supply curve move, but say it shifts left, meaning a decrease in supply, we get a brand new intersection point. And that new point means a new, higher price for everyone, with less of the product to go around. This is how prices in the real world actually change.
So, the next time you're at the store and you see the price of your coffee or your favorite avocados has jumped, you'll know what to do. You can think like an economist. Don't just ask why the price is higher, ask what shifted. Was there a new technology, a change in the cost of labor, a new government tax? Because now you know the secret. It's those hidden shifters that are really running the show.